In White Supremacy. The show is becoming more exhausting to research and figure out what we're going to talk about. This week of White Supremacy is about to be a 5-hour. We could have a daily show. We could have today
in White Supremacy. Yeah.
And get an hour conversation in daily.
Yeah, with all questions.
Yeah. I don't think I have the
bandwidth for that.
Or the wardrobe for that.
Yeah, the wardrobe
would be crazy, yeah. With that being said, I'm Jasiri X. I'm co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. And across from me is...
It's a miracle.
The wonderful, the talented, the great.
The big blessing with the big blessings.
The cold,
yeah.
What is a cold blessing? Christmas miracle?
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Look at you. Yeah. Someone say you're almost a lyricist. Look at you.
Well, it's not cold in here, thankfully, but it is very cold outside.
It was MLK Day yesterday.
Correct.
I woke up and just the air coming from my window, I was like, you know what?
Yes.
Y'all got it.
This is not the dream Martin had.
This is not my dream.
Martin Luther King would not want me to struggle in this.
And I left my house like 5 hours later.
Did you think that like at some point in time your ancestors might have actually been getting water hose and like that type of temperature?
No, because that was in the South, right? Gotcha. And it was summer, right? Wasn't it summer when all this was happening? There was racism. Yes, they were getting like lynched and hung in the North. Yeah. But be that as it may, this cold because of global warming and man-made violence is a different type of cold.
It is,
and because of the topography, that's it, right?
Yeah,
topography of Pittsburgh, that cold just sits. And this lingers.
Yeah, I think it was like 7 degrees, but that's without the wind. With the wind, it's like
why do we have wind in the winter? Like I'm like it was like why? Because I'm like going like down my stairs like do, and it was like whoosh, and then I was just like okay, there's no reason for me to even have these coats on because the wind just like ripped through it. Yeah. But other than that, I'm just peachy and happy.
Sun is out.
Yes, the sun is out.
It's not doing anything. It's not like fighting the cold.
It's like psychologically better. But okay, like
yes. I agree.
Spring is around the corner. It's coming.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I missed all the squalls yesterday, so I was happy. So yeah, it was a good day.
Okay. And from the blessing to the punishment. How are you doing, sir?
Oh my God.
GP, are you with me?
God's punishment. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go look at the Instagram.
Yo, listen.
At least you're honest. You know what I'm saying?
I want to explain.
No. So, like, what is it? What's understood don't need to be explained.
You're pretty emphatic. You're pretty direct. I'm God's punishment. I mean,
just.
The Genghis Khan quote.
Just lean in or move on. Those are two things you can do.
What's the Genghis Khan quote? What is it?
Well, he's like, I am God's punishment. If you wouldn't have sinned, then God wouldn't have sent you to me.
Oh, wow.
Or sent me to you.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
Is that what you're saying now?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Wow.
No, that's not how that works.
Is it a scenario where, like, if you're a man and your girl breaks your heart, they, like, pay you to, like... inflict your wrath upon her?
I'm not going to sit here and say nothing about that. But that would be how people pay people to show up for Thanksgiving? Like,
yeah.
Pay me to get back at your ex?
That might be it.
Tier gaslighting.
Sounds like a Netflix show. We're going to write that, brother. We're going to put that together.
Man, but it's me, the gorgeous gaslighter.
Yes.
The toxic one from Toronto.
Yep.
Yeah.
God's punishment. Okay. And your name, sir, because sometimes you don't say your name.
Yeah, man. The Supreme Asiatic Intelligently Divine Saeed, man. The revolutionary but gorgeous.
Well, if you're not God's punishment, he's in the White House right now. Yeah. When you talk about
saying it, like
God's punishment to the world.
Could you imagine if Trump like goes blind in one eye?
What? Wait, what would that?
He'd
be
the Dajjal, man. He'd be like the Antichrist.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, if Trump goes blind in one eye, bro,
Donald Trump,
we're fucked.
Let's.
Well, I mean, didn't the Mayans say he was supposed to get sick with something this year? Who knows?
The Mayans said that.
Yes.
Oh man,
predictions.
Donald Trump, the first president not to issue an official proclamation recognizing Martin Luther King Jr. Day since President Reagan made him a holiday. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. So they said what? I guess Trump read the article and he said he issued a proclamation shortly before 6 p.m.
right at the end of business hours.
All right. Get them niggas what they're asking for. So Donald Trump is there what's a stronger word than petty? Is there a stronger word than that?
Vindictive?
Yeah.
Vindictive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This man.
Come on, miracle.
Is
Yay, I did it.
Is vindictive.
I want a sticker second.
Personified.
And
so here we were, as dumb as we were, thinking like, oh, Donald Trump wants Greenland because it has valuable minerals and because of where it is in the world, right? Because of where it sits. It's near us and it was strategy and defense. And we're like, oh, that's why he wants Greenland. But no, we found out the real reason that Donald Trump wants Greenland. And why? Because Donald Trump sent an official letter on White House stationery to Greenland. And before I read this letter, we have moved to a point in Donald Trump's behavior where it cannot be justified on any level.
No.
At this point, you just have to say
he's dangerously stupid.
At this point, if you support Donald Trump, you just have to say you like the taste of his. That's it. That's all you can say. I like the taste of this man's. That's it. There's no justification that you can give. That's the only thing you can really say. I am on this man's nuts, and I just will be. And there's nothing you can do to shake.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Nancy Reagan, you are.
Jesus.
So because there's not. Again, if anybody else in history writes this letter, a letter like an official letter like this, it would be like a joke. It would be like. It wouldn't even be, if you put a movie out, people would be like, this isn't realistic. No president would actually do this.
It would be satire.
It would be a skit. It would be a Saturday Night Live skit. It would be like, oh, that's an
we need
onion.
Alec Baldwin to read this.
Yes. It's like,
please.
oh, this isn't real. The Onion made this, right? And because it can't be real. And so then how do you defend this?
I like that our algorithms are the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the letter. And this is to Norway's Prime Minister, Jonas Gahr. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but you know it has one of the O's where the little
thing.
How do you pronounce that?
No,
I have no idea. Like I'm looking at it, I don't know how to pronounce it. So this is what it says. It reads like a meme. It's not. Now, mind you, he doesn't say. This is how you know he was on disrespect from the game. Because this is Norway's prime minister, right?
Yeah, another world leader.
He doesn't say, dear prime dear Jonas.
Talk to the nigga about his first name. Your mom call you.
Hey, yo, Joe, I got some.
Listen here, nigga.
Considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize. This nigga got right to business.
Straight to the point.
Nah, you know sometimes you be like, oh, like right now I'll still be like, hope your New Year's going well.
Yeah.
Hey, if I didn't talk to you, Happy New Year. Hey, hope you and your family and your children are doing great. Nope. Dear Jonas, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, and plus is in all caps.
He said 8 wars plus.
Oh, 8 wars, and then plus is in
8
all
wars and
caps.
counting. Yeah. Addition, I've counted. I've stopped 8 wars at least.
And it's like, why? I kind of believe Trump was on some computer typing as why put the number 8 and not anyway.
Yeah, I mean grammatically that's incorrect. Yes.
Plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. Oh, y'all ain't give me the Peace Prize? So you know what that means. Fuck peace. Fuck peace and everything about it. I told you last week, he wants the War Prize now, right? Denmark cannot protect that land from Russia or China. Well, they don't have to because they're part of NATO. But anyway, Denmark cannot protect that land from Russia or China. And why do they have a right of ownership anyway? There are no written documents. It's only that a boat landed there 300 years ago, but we had boats landing there also. I have done more for NATO than any other person since its founding, and now NATO should do something for the United States. The world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. Thank you, President DJT.
This is an alarming construction of words of the English language. It's like a hodgepodge of emotions. I would love to have like a handwriting analysis or like a tone in someone who's a professional.
You want to put
reader.
it in Chat GPT and ask
like the psychology of the person who wrote this. Like what is their mental state? Yes. Because for him to capitalize peace as it's a proper noun, and although peace will like we think purely of peace, like what are you thinking of? What is your definition of peace? And then saying Denmark cannot protect that land from Russia or China, and why do they have a right of ownership anyway? Like, is that a rhetorical question? Or like, there's so many grammatical errors in here, but all that aside, all of my grammar Nazism aside, where are we in America? Where are we in the world when one world leader can send this to another world leader unchecked? And this is grounds for war. Like, this is a threat right here. Like, this is dangerously stupid. Like, he is teetering on the line of the point of no return.
It says, columnists have said the letter suggests the author is living in a different reality.
He has to be.
With factual errors and emotional framing rather than a factual argument.
Yeah.
People have used strong language like bizarre, insane, or damaged pride.
Damaged pride is a good one. Yeah. He's hurt. But could you see I'm coming like this? Yes. This is scary. Like, yes. This is the president of the United States of America.
This man can push a button and start a nuclear war that could annihilate the earth. This guy.
Who proofread this? Who authorized them sending this? Like, you got like the fact that his cabinet is who they are.
Bro, you have to be like, to be, again.
They said they curate his news streams.
Please forgive the vulgarity.
Yeah, they said they're belly button. They said nose the belly button on this nigga.
To be close to Donald Trump, you have to be a sucker. You have to be able to inhale.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
that's it. So you can't.
I know what I'm about to be into tonight.
You go again. Donald Trump gonna call that. No, I'm saying.
Ramadan is less than 4 weeks away.
It is. That's why
we gotta get all
of that. We gotta get. I'm just saying. But to your point, Farouk,
he gotta make it come out.
People around him, you can't be critical of him.
No, you can't. You obviously cannot be critical of him.
Unadulterated nut hugger. Like, that's it. So you can't say, sir, this letter is batshit insane. Or you can't even say,
fucking nuts.
Hey, maybe you should change. You have to, hey, what do you think of my letter? It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There's not a single, everything you do, it's like you gotta, you have to like placate to this man. Yeah. In this way. Miracle.
He said, hold on. He said, I've done more for NATO than any other person since its founding. And now NATO should do something for the United States.
And not only that, the world is not secure unless we have complete.
That's the scariest sentence.
And complete and total control are all capitalized. Complete and total control. So he's saying like, no, we're not going to do no
sharing. Ain't gonna be no divvying up.
Ain't gonna be no sharing. Ain't gonna be like, oh, you can have a base here. You can be. He's saying, I want complete and total control. And if I don't, that's like some pimp shit. That's how a pimp talks to I got complete and total control. I own you. This is like, I want to make Greenland my slave. I own you. They said the people of Greenland are like preparing to possibly leave the country in case this take place, right? Because it's not like, the man just went and got Maduro because Maduro was dancing. Maduro was mocking his dance. He went and got that motherfucker. Right. He went and got that. And then and now it's divvying up the oil. So it's not like it's somebody that he's done it before.
What do we do to deserve this timeline, this reality?
Man, I have no idea. Like, miracle. Again, it's so much happening.
It's too much happening.
What should our response be? I mean, again, we're here. And I remember we had this conversation.
Nobody ever likes to listen to me when I give my suggestions. And then the world just gets worse. So I don't know if I should just like shut up or I just like, I told you. Anyhow, what should be happening? Yes.
How do we combat this? How do we signal to Norway we don't have nothing to do with this motherfucker?
I mean, look, I guess we ought to get our little fallout shelters.
Man.
I think it's really interesting because a lot of people have been talking about like if Greenland falls, then like NATO is done, because the whole purpose of having NATO is that you don't have these issues within the collective, and then that you're able to protect yourself. But if it falls, and there is no need then to be in NATO, there is no need then to like share resources because you can't stop one country from taking over another country, one Western country from taking over another country. And then a lot of people have been like, what are you offering Greenland? They have healthcare. They have like all of these great social services. You're going to take it over, and then what? You're offering them $100,000 to leave?
Yeah.
And then if they don't leave, like what happens to the people?
Yeah. The irony of like, you didn't give me the Nobel Peace Prize, so I'm going to fuck you up. Like, crazy.
If you think about it,
I'm going to go to war on you.
Someone said,
the person that didn't give me the Nobel Peace Prize, I'm going to go to war on you.
I've been called a misandrist before, but this seems very on brand.
A what?
A misandrist.
For men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It sounds very on brand.
No, it absolutely is.
This is a very, like y'all are over here like, I don't understand this. It's always a man.
It's always a man.
Like, y'all don't do this when y'all terrorize women every single day. Like, oh, let me show you who I am. You want to have friends? Well, let me show you what it's like to have no friends at all. Like, I feel like this is what he's just doing. He's like a very, like, you didn't give me what I want, so I'll make your life a living hell type thing. So, like, very much a Darvo situation that we find ourselves in.
Oh, wow.
But on a national, international level where people have
Darvo is crazy.
Bombs and missiles and, like, nuclear weapons.
Someone said on Twitter yesterday, trying to provoke both a world war and a civil war at the same time while demanding a Nobel Peace Prize is a level of insanity we've never seen before.
All you have just released the Epstein files. All of this.
Wow.
Just released
That's what
the
he's doing.
files.
Like, he's trying to do a world war and a civil war at the same time.
Just so people don't know he's a pedo. Like, allegedly.
Crazy.
Like, just drop the Epstein files. Nobody at this point is like, nothing's going to happen to you.
Yeah, nothing is going to happen.
Nothing is going to happen. You're going to drop the Epstein files. We're going to find out all of these famous and rich people are like did a little children. People are going to be so outraged, and then nothing's going to happen. They're going to cry. They're going to pull R. Kelly, go into somebody's church. Yeah. Like, what did Russell Brand do after his like 15th assault thing? It was like, I found Jesus now. Like, what? Like, let's be honest. There's most people who commit acts of violence, nothing ever happens to them. Nothing's going to change in this instance. We all know it's who these people are. They're going to cry. They're going to name some nonprofit, and then the world is going to move on. Just drop the Epstein file so we can literally just have a semblance of like normal life.
All the Epstein files that we've already seen, right? And we've seen a lot.
Are just the precursor.
According to what they're saying,
there's only 5%, right?
They said 1%.
1%. It's like the ocean. We've mapped. Listen, we've mapped more of the ocean floor than we have seen of the Epstein files. We've explored more of space than we have explored the Epstein files.
Also, a miracle. I was today years old when I found out about Darvo. I've never heard this term. I've never heard this term before. I'm like, Darvo? What's that mean? Shit. Deny attack reverse. Wow. Yeah, again, I had never heard.
Because he's a good guy.
I'm a good person. Yes. No one ever accused me. He's a good guy. He's like, Darvo, that's a Tuesday.
Why am I here? Like,
listen, I
am complicit at this point. Like, I'm no longer trying to help y'all be better.
I'll tell you what.
I'm just complicit at this
Nick, the ex we was talking about earlier today, she's the one who hit me with Darvo first. I was like, my God.
Never heard that.
Like, I just want y'all to be better.
So,
oh, my God.
So Trump was asked, and it's always like, Trump's either getting off a plane, he's on a plane, he's coming out of the plane bathroom. I don't know. But he was asked about this letter that he wrote to Greenland.
I'm really bad, man. Like, I'm really a shitty human being.
Can you? It says why perpetrators use Darvo to avoid consequences and responsibility. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
Can you please play the clip of Donald Trump addressing the press about this letter that he wrote to Greenland?
No. Oh my God, man. This is just like, here we go.
Did you see your letter that you wrote to Prime Minister saying that the Nobel Prize has influenced your thinking on Greenland?
No, I don't care about the Nobel Prize. First of all, a very fine woman felt that I deserved it and really wanted me to have the Nobel Prize.
I don't think it's that
and I
much.
appreciate that. If anybody thinks that Norway doesn't control the Nobel Prize, they're just kidding. They have a board, but it's controlled by Norway, and I don't care what Norway says. But I really don't care about that. What I care about is saving lives. And I think I've saved tens of millions of lives.
Well, in your own letter, Donald Trump, in the letter that you wrote, the first sentence says,
consider your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus.
that was the first sentence. So they didn't turn around and say, I don't care about the Nobel Peace Prize, when you literally made this woman. It's like, when you see it now, there's like, a method to the madness. It's like, okay, first I'm going to go in and get Maduro, right? Like, it was like, I'm going to make this woman give me the Nobel Prize. Well, how do I do that? Oh, well, I got to say either, you want to be president of Venezuela, you got to give me the prize.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And she realized, like, I'm never going to be president unless I give this man the Nobel Prize.
You know what's crazy about all of this?
Yes.
This timeline that we're in right now, Donald Trump, either whether on ceremony or not, has got the Nobel Peace Prize before Dr. Umar got to school.
But did he? Well, actually, that's not true. The Nobel Foundation.
Right. Well, I said it's on ceremony. I did say it's on ceremony.
Group responsible for administering the various Nobel Prizes on Sunday issued a clarification around the rules for handing out the prizes after Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, offered her Peace Prize to Donald Trump, which he, of course, accepted. Quote.
For me? Really?
Yes. I didn't even know.
How good of you.
Wow, just off the dome, right? It's not like you got pressured in any way to give me this prize, right? So the foundation upholds Alfred Nobel's will and its stipulations. It states that the prizes shall be awarded to those who have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. And it specifies who has the right to award each respective prize. A prize can therefore not even symbolically be passed on or further distributed. They
you weren't chosen for a reason.
Yes.
Like there was a
because you're an insane lunatic. I mean, that's a good reason. Yes.
There is a very stringent selection process for the awardees, or even to be considered for a Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. The contributions that you have made to the globe, to humanity. Yeah. It's not isolated by borders. It's not isolated by ideology or politics. Like the purpose of the Nobel Peace Prize is you have advanced efforts in globalization of harmony and all these other wonderful adjectives.
Right.
As Malcolm X says, paraphrasing, there is no place the white man can go on the planet Earth where he's brought peace. And Donald Trump, you are the walking embodiment of a warmonger and a senile one at that.
Right. I mean, we just had Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And, you're talking about somebody who was nonviolent and peaceful and was murdered.
Right.
And the FBI was talking about, and Dr. Mark Lamar Hill, I thought did an excellent response.
Yeah, that was great.
Because the FBI tweeted out something about Martin Luther King, and he was like, your building is named after J. Edgar Hoover. Your building is named after this man who harassed him, who
urged him to kill himself.
Him to kill himself. Like, you all are horrible, horrible people. So that's the thing. But when Donald Trump says, again, like, I don't know if I'm in Venezuela.
What did Machado do to get the Peace Prize anyway? I've been wondering about this.
Advancing democracy in Venezuela.
Okay.
That's what it is. But it's like, if I'm in Venezuela, like, I know, like, if she is elected president, she doesn't have any power.
No.
She's in like Donald Trump said, Donald Trump has complete and total control over her. So much so that the greatest moment of her life, the greatest honor she's going to receive in his lifetime, this man forced her to give it to him.
You might as well just name your child Donald Trump. Like, hand it your child. This is some biblical shit. Like, when the spirit came and started claiming the firstborn.
Yes.
Like, this is Donald Trump.
Yes.
Donald Trump is God's punishment.
Yes. It's
The hell twin.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yes. It's like you got a gold medal and somebody forcing you to give it to him. No, I deserve that gold medal. And making you take it off your neck and put on some, again, that's, yeah.
He got a DEI Peace Prize. For an organization, for an administration to be so anti-DEI.
Yeah.
To stand on meritocracy.
Yes.
You just keep showing that you are coming up short every single time. None of you are the best and brightest. None of you are the leaders of your field.
Right.
None of you are able to achieve anything.
Again, like, how then, again, this goes back to what we first said. There's no defense. How do you defend this? How do you explain this? Right? It would be one thing if this woman, unprovoked, said, hey, thank you for giving me this award. I really believe that it should go to Donald Trump. And he was like, yo, hey, I appreciate that, but no, I don't. Again, like, to pressure this woman, right, to give him and then take it when she gave him an award he did not earn.
Right.
He did not get. It's not his. So again, how then these MAGA folks or these, suckers? I don't know. What rationale? Because you're running out of rationale. You can't. You can't. Again, it's like you can't say all those people who attacked police on January 6th are innocent, but anybody else who attacks police should all be murdered. Right. Ashley Babbitt was a victim, but not Renee Good. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, because now it's like, oh, okay, I see. You really don't have any basis on which your argument is to stand on. So now we're in a situation now where they're saying 1,000 to 1,500 more ICE agents,
which would bring the total to what, like 2,000, 3,000
are being sent to Minneapolis,
and that's X amount of times more than the police force they have. Correct?
Right.
So the police can't even really do nothing.
Police can't even do anything. And remember, Stephen Miller just came out and said they have immunity.
Right.
So he's saying that not only can the police do nothing, the mayor, that when they come to your city, there's no law in your city that can withstand what they're doing, right? So again, when ICE comes to your city, you don't have any protection.
This is literally a military takeover. Like you are officially
1,000%
in occupied territory.
Yes.
Oh,
it was.
Look at us.
It was something that Stephen Miller said that was like, he used the term when he was talking about these local police forces. He used the term surrender. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so what do you mean surrender? Like, what are we at war? You have to surrender. There's nothing. So we're seeing, we're seeing these ICE agents violate the Constitution every day. You saw them going into people's houses without a warrant. And, they asked, an ICE agent, like, well, how can you do that's illegal. How can you do that? And the head guy was like, oh, if we target an area, everybody in that area can be stopped and asked, and everybody. Those doesn't matter.
Forgive me, you're pretty good with history, right?
Yes.
Has this ever happened before in the history of the world?
Yeah, it has.
Could you tell me when?
And not only has it happened,
isn't it still happening in certain places of the world?
It is, but it's interesting because not only has it happened in the past. Think about it. Remember when people were calling the Trump administration and the people that love Donald Trump Nazis?
I vaguely recall this.
And there was like centrist Democrats was like, oh, we don't want to go there. Not. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that they're using,
could you name some of those centrist Democrats?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Now that they're using,
I'm just wondering if thinking the same people.
Now that they're using, like they're directly quoting,
right,
like Nazi propaganda.
But they've been doing that
to promote. I'm just saying. But now they're like, look, we're just gonna go. We're directly using Nazi tactics. And by the way, when we go out to party, we're all going to be playing and singing along to Kanye's latest song, Hell Hitler.
Fucking banging beat though.
Hell Hitler.
He changed it to Hallelujah.
Yeah, he did. So but they took it off. They took it off.
But the fact that they used the Hell.
No, they want Hell Hitler. They don't want the.
Was intentional.
Of course, because they're Nazis. Miracle. Because they're Nazis. And remember, and then a dude tried to show up in Minneapolis like, I'm going to burn Qurans. And when he got surrounded.
Yeah, man. And you know what?
Some black dude had to save his life.
Which I'm like, man.
Israelite, too, at that.
Yeah.
Really?
I think the guy was a Hebrew Israelite based on.
The plot thickens.
In my perception, based on the Yahweh comments that were being made. Could be, but, there's like 80 different.
Yeah.
But again,
people have a lot of. Segmentation.
But so now they're literally, like you said, this is this is Nazism. Like they're pushing this. It says thousands of people have been arrested, ABC News, during ICE operations in Minnesota over the last 2 weeks. Multiple attorneys allege that for some of those detained, including at least one U.S. citizen, DHS denying them their constitutional right to see an attorney.
Yeah.
Quote, One ICE agent said, if we let you see your client,
we let you see your attorney, we got to let everybody see an attorney.
If we let you see your clients, we will have to let all attorneys see their clients, and imagine the chaos. Imagine the chaos.
You mean justice? You mean constitutional rights?
Remember they was all carrying the Constitution. Again, like you always, I have the Constitution right here in my pocket. That's no longer, you might as well throw that on a fire somewhere. You might as well throw the Constitution and the Bible, all these things you said you believe. This man is in violation of all of these things.
Which can I stop you right there?
Yes.
There's been, and I've mentioned this on social media, and there's been other people on social media mentioning the same thing. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where a lot of these people who voted Trump, who are MAGA, are going to start to isolate themselves from it because this is too far for them. And they're going to say, oh, I was never down with this to begin with. I was never someone who voted for this. I didn't vote for Trump. We can't let any of these people say they weren't for this at this point. Every single person who voted for this. Unless
you're like that old white lady that was at January 6th. That'd be that old white lady that basically was like, I'm not taking a pardon.
Oh, yeah.
I did this shit.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Where that shit?
I completely and totally, and it's really, we really need to do some Inglourious Basterds type shit.
Absolutely.
Where they cut the
and that's what I mean. We can't let anybody remember. For,
you can take the uniform off.
But you can't
have to mark yourself.
You got to get branded. Yeah.
We got to super glue that motherfucking hat on your head. You cannot take that shit off.
They need to be like cattle, lined up, branded with MAGA on the arm or something.
Yeah. So
since you want to, that's the thing.
Oh, that would be Nazism.
I was going to draw the parallel. With Nazism. Because you're using.
Come on, Fred Hampton. You cannot. What? Listen.
They're using the Nuremberg defense as it is now. I'm just following orders.
And it's saying ICE is preparing to deploy a Palantir-powered surveillance tool that maps neighborhoods and assigns deportation scores to target-rich environments. Miracle, we know that this Minneapolis, this is a test case, right? That as they ramp ICE up, they're here in Pittsburgh already. Again, what do we do?
There was a meme about that too. It was like local mayors. We will not support ICE local mayors. Or it was like local mayors like, we will not support ICE. And it's like, well, will you stop them? Local mayors. Fuck no.
Exactly. I mean, we just had a situation where a man went into a home dressed as an ICE agent here in Pittsburgh to rob somebody.
Yeah.
And
I'm surprised more people aren't doing this, to be honest.
But they are. Yeah. They are. They're not only robbing people, they're sexually assaulting people. You had an ICE agent admit to sexually assaulting and raping a woman for months.
Yeah.
That was in an ICE facility. But again, if you have total immunity, what do you have to?
We got to lose.
Yeah.
Like, you can do anything.
So really, if we're talking about them MAGA, them ICE people, because they've identified a Somali ICE agent, they said, there's where their ICE agents are talking, and you could clearly hear these ICE agents are of Hispanic descent or Latina descent or Mexican descent. So like, what that also needs to be, because we don't see their faces.
Mm-hmm.
So Miracle, is there a world where we can stop this?
I mean, yes.
Is it a general strike?
I think now there's so many different things happening. Yes, there is direct organizing and rapid response. There is a general strike that's being called. The 20th, which is today, right, is a walkout day. The 23rd is going to be a boycott day. People are being asked to boycott. Right now, it's about building that reflective muscle to to show up and protest, to do a lot of trainings, and to do wherever you can to push back and resist this fascism that is already here. I do think that people are really. We can't wait a year to stop this, right? Because a lot of people say, the midterms are May 19th, and after May, then we have in November, and then after November, then next January. We don't have a year to stop this. Correct. We have to do everything we can now. So, bloom where you are planted. Lawyers have got to sue. People need to be quitting these jobs. We need alternatives for these ICE agents to go for. And I do want to point out a lot of things. And I was reflecting on this, and I was like, a lot of this comes down to poverty, right? A lot of this fascist Nazism basically happened in the early, I won't say the early aughts, but the early 1900s was poverty, and the administration used poverty, whether it was student loan debt cancellation or sign-on bonuses to get people to become ICE agents. They get additional bonuses if they can get so many arrests per day. So there's a quota. There are quotas, and one person was saying that even in these facilities, there's a citizen section. Like if you were an American citizen in these facilities, there's a place where you're supposed to be held upwards of 72 hours before you're released, because they understand they're actually going to be arresting citizens, right? Yeah. And so right now it's a shutdown for everything moment. And it's also like a understanding that if you are someone who's doing wrong, you may not need to cut your flesh, right? You may not need to be branded, but you do need to engage in transformative justice, and not only stop doing the bad thing, but getting other people to stop doing the bad thing. So now is a pivot moment, right? For people who are impacted, it's a moment to fight back. For people who have privilege, it's a moment to use their privilege to organize and mobilize to stop as much harm from happening. And for people who have committed harm or supported harm, now is the time to pivot away and be like, you know what? We got to stop. I always say, all it takes is for the people who are doing the bad shit to just stop doing the bad shit. We think we have to have guns and drones and all this type of stuff. But it's what if they just stop? What if they were just but
they don't want to stop, Miracle. That's the thing. There's a psychology to these people that love being the oppressor. I
fully believe that. I believe that some people are inherently racist and bigots, and they have a political ideology they're going off of. I think also some people for the first time they get to be the person in charge, right? The whole untapped millionaire belief set. And I think you have to have an alternative. And that's, again, this populism. I look at what's going on in New York, and people are like, oh my gosh, this is what happens when an elected official can actually fight for you in your community, because you don't have to worry about being better than the next black or brown person if you have food on your table and clothes on your back and a shelter to go home to. When people are poor and they lack the resources and the opportunity for economic mobility, they're going to look for someone to blame. And usually it's lateral. A lot of this violence is lateral. Right. And then a lot of the well-off people who are still racist feel like they are still being denied access. You know, the thousandaires want to be millionaires, the millionaires want to be billionaires. There's already somebody to blame. That set of people, I don't know what we do with them. We're going to parking lot that or bike rack that because I don't know what to do with those set of people. But the set of people who literally are like, if I may not have running water, but I'm still white, those type of people need to have that economic populism as a means of like deprogramming. I think that's where we have to get right now, because I feel like people know at the end of the day, you know, this is wrong. You can look at these ICE agents. Yeah. And sometimes you can be like, bruh, like you're walking out, like, citizen or not, you're walking on a man in 10-degree weather in Crocs and shorts. Yeah. You can't let him get a shirt.
An old man. Right.
You can't let him get a shirt.
And that man ended up being a U.S. citizen. Correct. So you do that. You take him there. You question him for an hour. You fingerprint him. You realize, and then you just drop him back off like nothing happened.
Maybe I'm just the perpetual pessimist here. I look at these people who are ICE agents.
Yeah.
And what made you, what went wrong in your life where you waited this long to sign up for something like this? This isn't reformable. These aren't human beings, in my opinion, that are worth reparations, that are worth saving. I don't look at these people who are worth redemption. Yeah. These are people who we're better off without them.
Right.
We really are.
But again, it's to Miracle's point, it's poverty.
It is poverty.
It's two things. And then also too, like when you are poor and white, it's like all you have is the ability to oppress somebody else. All you have is your whiteness. And your whiteness is like, oh, at least I'm not somebody that ICE is going to be grabbing up. Right. So that's all you have. So it's like Miracle just said it. It's like, it was from the Wall Street Journal, that ICE agents get incentives to meet their quotas. So they get incentives for that. So it's poverty. It's like, it was a video of an ICE agent. I don't know if he was telling the truth or lying, but he said he made $200,000. And he basically said, I didn't even graduate high school. I make $200,000. And so that's a part, that's how in their mind, you justify it by saying I'm, getting money or whatever. But again, in reality, by whatever metric you measure, there's no justification.
Now is the time.
Vicious ICE violence and oppression, when people are calling for the abolition of ICE.
Yes.
And people like me are saying ICE is a terrorist organization.
Correct.
Which they are.
Supported by the police state. And you need robust, equal levels of not just violence, but equal levels of seriousness.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
People have been killed. People have been sexually assaulted.
Absolutely.
People have been dragged out of their homes. People have been robbed. People have just been beaten down. People are in the streets like never before. And here's Cory Booker with the Batman signal, with the plan.
Must do more. The tragic death of Renee Good has brought into clear spotlight so many of the things the Trump administration is doing to make our communities less safe. But one of the most alarming crises are issues of training and accountability standards for ICE officers. The Trump administration has cut the training down from 5 months to about a month and a half. They have eliminated age requirements and are hiring recruits as young as 18 years old. They're putting people into training before their background checks are even complete. And so when you see people cut corners, people die. I'm continuing to lead new legislation that will bring further high professional standards and accountability to ICE officials. We must also set minimum training standards. We must ban the hiring of anyone affiliated with hate groups. We must hold agency leaders accountable. We must require every federal officer to wear a body-worn camera during public-facing enforcement actions and require that footage be preserved so that the truth can't be hidden or destroyed. What Donald Trump is doing is undercutting the strength of our law enforcement. He is diminishing and diluting standards. He is taking actions that are wholly unacceptable to the safety of our nation.
That was Senator bitch-ass Booker.
I mean, right. And again, this is where one of the reasons why, as bad as Trump has been doing, and, according to all reports, his approval rating is in the toilet.
Yeah.
So is the approval rating of the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why.
because the response is, oh, they just need better training,
which equates to more money
and better camera equipment.
More money.
Right. But again, this was almost the exact same response
Come on.
to the uprising in 2020 over the death of George Floyd, the death of Breonna Taylor, the death of Ahmaud Arbery. It was, we remember that everybody was like, when we were saying defund the police, and we were saying that money that goes into policing can go into community groups that actually reduce crime. Every city that has done that has taken money and put it into community groups directly connected to these communities, have seen a reduction in crime like we've never seen before.
Monumental stat shifts.
They said Chicago last year had the least amount of homicides since the 1960s. Right. That came from, again, organizers saying, and it was like, defund the police. That's such a scary, that we don't like that. These were Democrats that were saying, you can't use that terminology. That's, again, so that's the same thing. And now people are saying abolish ICE. People are saying this institution has to go. Why we have, like, if there's policies, right? We have the FBI. You have local police. You have state police.
For Christ's sake, you have the National Guard. You have
the National Guard.
Yeah.
There's no need for this other thing that are going in and terrorize people. That should be abolished. That should be taken away.
And their budget is what, $30 billion?
It's probably more than I think it's close to maybe $500 to $700 billion.
They got the $30 billion boost. I'm sorry.
They just got more money this week and last. Like,
yeah.
like,
30. Yeah, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's close to like $500 billion. I thought that was
larger than some countries.
Yeah.
It's saying around $75 billion.
75 billion is what their budget is?
Yes.
And they just got like an extra some more today.
Yeah. So this is what so again, now,
and New York's NYPD's has an $11 billion budget. So that's crazy.
Right. So we have all these things. So, but again, here are Democrats saying, abolish ICE is a bad slogan. We can't run. And we just watched the man run on all these things that you say were bad slogans and taking stances that we couldn't take.
And became mayor of arguably the most famous city in the world.
The biggest, most diverse city in the world by a landslide. He won the primary in a landslide, and he won the actual election in a landslide. And then it seemed like he was the only one that Trump actually has some type of respect for.
Every time we turn around, the Democratic Party shows you why they are just this heaping pool of anemic, spineless representations of a caricature of democracy, right? All of you, Cory Booker, Hank Jeffries, Schumer, have nothing but shame hung over your heads and your shoulders everywhere you go. And I've said this before. How do any of you lot own mirrors and walk and wake up in the morning and look at yourselves thinking that you are representing your constituency?
But the last thing I'll say before I come to you is Jonathan Ross was trained. Jonathan Ross, the man who shot Renee Good in the face, called her fucking bitch. He had years of training.
Yeah, man.
He wasn't some 18-year-old.
Yeah, no. This is what he does. This is what the fuck he does.
So, and guess what? We also saw. We saw the footage of her murder from their body cams in
Clear as
4K.
day. Clear as day.
So training and body cams would not have stopped the death of Renee Good. So why are you even making that a proposal? The only thing that can stop this is to eliminate this actual, and guess what? Maybe we can take that $75 billion. I don't know. Get schools and hospitals and health care and, you know what I mean?
I mean, it was funny because the largest conversation leading up to the election earlier this year, when it came time to talk about Minnesota and Minneapolis specifically, was about children not being able to pay for their school lunches.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing. And then the Republicans and so many people were saying maybe they don't deserve to eat lunch at school. And now we've gone from children not being, as Miracle just said earlier on the show, it's about poverty.
Right. And the city being terrorized. Miracle?
I don't have the exact numbers, but it's my understanding that Obama deported more people with less ICE officers.
It was what, 4 million people?
With I can't remember. I don't know the statistics.
Right. Yeah, because he was the reporter in chief.
A smaller ICE budget, and with about a 80th of the fanfare. Right.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way to look at people who are not in this country the quote unquote right way or appropriately without all of this violence, right? What ICE is doing right now is a distraction from the release of the Epstein files, from the distraction, a distraction because Trump has not made things more affordable, right? Even his information around gas prices, not correct. Nothing that he has promised he has been able to deliver on. He claims, even in that letter, that he stopped all these wars. All these wars are still happening. Every day people are still dying in every single one of these conflicts. Bombs are still being dropped. Guns are still, going off. The man is like the epitome of like delusional. And so when we talk about immigration, this is a congressional responsibility. Congress can pass, comprehensive immigration reform and wouldn't need ICE. Congress could decide what to do with DACA recipients, what to do with people who've been here for a number of years. It's just a piece of legislation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Them failing to do their job is why all of this crap is happening. Right. We do not need ICE. ICE needs to be abolished. We do not need to have people with this type going around scanning people. It's mind-boggling to me that at a time where people keep talking about the Holocaust and lists, that every day we are creating more lists to put people on. We're scanning people's faces and putting them into a database for the rest of their life with no way to protect their information, with no way to secure their data. And we've just seen in the past, month alone, failure after failure after failure with all these data breaches. It's absolutely ridiculous.
We're seeing there's two videos I saw online where police were coming to people's houses because of a comment that they made on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And the police are at their house, with their, is this Facebook comment something that you said?
Imagine if we could all have the same energy and effort.
Well, I'm just saying, so again, when
that's terrifying.
Talks about this data being collected.
But that was the Patriot Act. That's the Patriot Act in fulfillment.
Absolutely. These breaches, this data being collected. It's a very real thing. There was a world, I know people forget this, there was a world where we never had a Department of Homeland Security. That was created, like you said, Miracle, Congress created that. Mm-hmm. So just like ICE was given all of this budget, and ICE was, this thing that we created, you can create something else. You can actually eliminate ICE and call it something else. Mm-hmm. But to say, oh, well, we're going to keep ICE and we're going to keep this budget, but we just want them to be more trained, right? Or, what again, this is Democrats, and John Fetterman just stood behind ICE as well. Oh, the killing of Renee Good is horrible, but we want to get these, illegals out. This was, again,
I seen someone that said, they said John Fetterman is supporting ICE rather than just paying for a divorce.
Oh, shit. That's probably, it's probably another.
It's on social media.
It's on social media. I'm just saying. I've seen it on social media.
Yeah, wow. John Fetterman is someone who is supporting ICE and use incorrect data points
100%,
to support ICE. That's one of the reasons why people are launching a campaign now to remove him as a Pennsylvania senator.
Oh, but yes, I'm with that campaign.
He has always struggled to defend people who are immigrants.
Yeah.
And
even though he's married to one.
Even though he was married to someone who was accused of being undocumented in her past, people had to mobilize during the Shutdown Burks campaign. And that was another instance here in Pennsylvania where an ICE official was saying that they had the right to sexually assault someone simply because they were not a U.S. citizen. And people had to move Fetterman to, on that issue as well. And so he just,
oh, wow,
he's not the best. He just chose not to be the best person. And it's mind-boggling because he hasn't had a town hall. He's not talking to these families. And, you know, we talked about Mahmoud Khalil. He was one of the people who tried to get Mahmoud Khalil deported, right? He was instrumental in this process. So he is not this impartial person. He is someone who is literally trying to weaponize ICE against people who are even here legally.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying, because that's what we're seeing. It's emblematic of, this is the Democratic Party. There was I'm on a bunch of organizing listservs, and there was one that said 41 Democratic senators could actually stop ICE. Like if 41 Democratic senators came together, they have the power to actually stop ICE, but they're not going to do that. There's an article that just kind of to this. It says, this is from the New York Times. To their shock, Cubans in Florida are being deported in record numbers. Right. To your shock. Right. So again, I don't know how people look at this and think that this is just going to stop with brown people or Somali people or Haitian people, and that it's not going to also, that you're giving power, you're giving immunity and power to a group of people who now anything that Trump says goes. And if he says you can't come out of your house today,
you can't. Yeah.
Right? And then you sitting there like, oh, I don't get to suck his, like that's, you can't. I mean, now what do you do? So to not see that this is coming for you is nuts. Now although we're at the point in time, we do have to, we've been talking to an hour, but we can't.
Oh, I was like,
we have to talk about, no, Rim, we got to go over today. We got to go over because we still haven't talked about, when we talk about what's the response to ICE in Minneapolis. Protesters found out in Minneapolis that a man that was a pastor at a church was somebody that was in a position at ICE. And so these protesters...
The head of the field office.
Right.
Head of the field office in Minneapolis.
Yeah, so the protesters went to organize a peaceful protest at this church.
Called Operation Pull Up.
Yes. And Don Lemon, who happened to be in Minneapolis, Don Lemon is an independent journalist now. He's no longer with CNN. He's doing his own thing. He's building his own brand. He decided to go and cover this protest, and now
they hitting him.
Yes,
with the Klan Act.
They're saying it was so interesting because the guy Mahdi Hassan was talking about how on Martin Luther King Day,
charging a black man,
a prominent black critic, under the KKK Act on MLK Day. You can't make this stuff up.
The jokes write themselves, man.
Yes. So it said the DOJ civil rights chief vows charges against protesters. And they're making it seem like this was some attack on Christianity. It said the Justice Department will pursue charges related to a protest in a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. They said in an interview, it says Don Lemon himself has come out and said he knew exactly what was going to happen inside that facility. He went to the facility and then he was committing journalism as that sort of a shield of being part or embedded part of a criminal conspiracy. Peacefully protesting a church now is a criminal conspiracy. Miracle, one representative, this man's name is Keith Self, I don't know him, said, quote, I compare them to Hamas, who live streamed the attack in Israel that killed hundreds of people. They want to instill terror. He compared a peaceful church. Nobody had guns. Nobody had weapons. Nobody in the church was injured or assaulted or hurt.
When the enemy of what you're doing is the truth, you have to attack journalists.
Oh, yeah.
When your enemy is
bar.
the
Come on,
truth,
Miracle. Come on.
You have to attack journalists. And this individual who made that statement that's what happened in Gaza. Like over 200 journalists were killed for that very reason, for saying this is what's going on the ground.
Absolutely.
And that is what's laying the groundwork for now. Because when we're talking about, there was an interview with Kristi Noem and they were like, how many, I think it was maybe CNN, maybe MSNBC, not 100% sure. They're like, how many people have you arrested that have been criminals? And she put out some number and the person was like, that's not true.
Right. Yes.
Right.
And Kristi Noem was like, oh, that's fake news. And the journalist said, these are the actual numbers your agency gave us.
Put out, right? And so you see even, I forgot what her name is, the press secretary.
Caroline Levitt.
I wanted to call her something else. Caroline was just like, these are questions that I would expect from an activist. These are questions that like journalists should answer. We're going to see the tamper down of journalists being able to do their job, whether it's because they're going to be charged by the federal government, or like here in Pittsburgh, they're going to be shut down and sold out by their corporate owners. The truth is something that we don't get access to enough. And journalism is very much a corporate infrastructure, a media infrastructure now, by people who want profit and not
correct
truth.
Yeah.
And so
I agree.
And we're talking about immigration, or when people say, ICE is here because people are coming over here illegally, you're picking up people from their court hearings. You're showing up at immigration court and picking people up.
Right.
You're taking people into custody who are students, who are green card holders, who are doing everything the right way. Those stories really aren't getting amplified enough. You're also telling people, like, do you want to be with your family, or do you want to be deported as an American citizen? We have deported American citizens. First we said no, and then we said, well, we gave them the option to stay through our family reunification program at some other country, which is a deportation, right? Yes. And so Don Lemon, it's wild. Like, it's very much like Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Because if you remember Ferguson, Don Lemon, stop smoking, pull up your pants. Why are you born? Right. To like 2026. Don, it's like wild time.
It's such a fascinating.
And when you talk about Twilight Zone, there was 2020 Nicki Minaj,
right?
And
dissing Donald Trump, dissing Ivanka.
2026, and I do have to apologize to you, Farouk, because when you brought up Nicki Minaj last time in connection to Nigeria, and said Nicki Minaj is being used, like weaponized, to harm other black people, I actually was like, I actually pushed back, if you remember. And I was kind of like, that's going a little too far. I don't want to put this all on Nicki Minaj. I actually thought you are 1,000% right, because Nicki Minaj had not tweeted anything since she went out to kick it with Erica Kirk, who's just living her best life. I mean, Erica Kirk,
she living her life like it's golden.
She on the island right now doing whatever it is.
She said, "Hey, listen, if you want to holler at me, shoot your shot."
I mean, Lord have mercy. But then Nicki Minaj posts quote, sucking Don Lemon, or Don sucking Lemon, right? Again, here Nicki Minaj like quadrupling down on homophobia.
Yeah.
When so many of her fans are queer people. Did we think 2026, right, is disgusting? How dare you? I want that thug in jail. And it's like, well, Nicki Minaj, when you wake up in the morning,
you look at your husband. Do you want him in jail too?
He would never.
You put money on your brother's books?
Right. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. And it's like, damn, now here's Nicki Minaj being used to put a black person in jail. Do you have a comment on this, Farouk? Another comment?
It's sad. I spoke to members of the LGBTQIA community since that episode has aired, and I had asked them personally, what are your thoughts on Nicki? And what is shocking to me, none of them were surprised.
Wow.
And I think that's very telling, that they were able to see through the Nicki Minaj grift years and years and years ago. It's something that, I wouldn't have had a reason to look critically at because I don't belong to that community. But it's very disappointing that you're allowing yourself to be one of our most celebrated entertainers. That has no ramification. We're not calling your political ideology or anything that into question to say that you have to be one way or the other to be the celebrated entertainer. That you have delved this deep into whatever you're calling it,
right?
It's shameful. It's dangerous.
All the sudden, like when?
Yeah, and like when did
Nicki Minaj become like a super Christian?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't ever remember Nicki Minaj like standing up. For,
I fought Nicki. One of Nicki Minaj's most famous lines is, "I don't fuck with pigs like assalamu alaikum." Like I put them in and I lost my back. Like I don't know how you went from little bitty piggy in the market to this.
Yeah. Now I do want to say a couple things because this article did name that person. It says Minnesota activist disrupted a church service where David Easterwood serves as a pastor. According to lawyer and activist, Easterwood is also the acting field director for ICE in St. Paul, Minnesota. Also, this article says Don Lemon is 59. He looks amazing. Like Don Lemon. Yeah. Whatever your skin joint is, Don Lemon looks great.
Yeah, he looks great.
Don Lemon responded saying, "I'm not surprised Nicki Minaj does not understand journalism and is weighing in on matters that are above her capacity." He called her a pick-me for Republicans. Miracle, do you have a...
I mean, Don Lemon's quote, I said, oh my God, like his response.
His clapback
at his interview, he was like, listen, you want to talk about what I do. Let's talk about what's going on in your life.
Exactly.
And I was like, yeesh.
Yeah. And we're talking about thugs that need to be in jail. I mean, shouldn't we start with pedophiles? I mean, shouldn't we start with... And
then he did the Farouk, you're not even black.
Oh, he did do that.
He said, you're really? Not even African American.
Oh,
she's not African American.
He said, you are a black immigrant.
Yes. Undocumented.
Yes, he said you were an undocumented
should
black
be in
immigrant.
Jail. Yes.
Not only should you be in jail, you should be deported. And then...
Jesus Christ, I missed that. I missed that whole clapback.
And he did say that according to Trump's law. Like, he wasn't like saying deport her. He was saying under all this Trump shit.
Under the shit you're supporting.
You should be deported as well.
But the fearful thing about that is one of these ICE agents can now run in her home.
Yeah. You just,
and grab her.
I think it goes back to...
Based on this.
Yeah.
And... not only that, if they grab her, they can technically violate her husband.
Yes.
For sheltering someone who's undocumented and harboring someone who's undocumented based on Trump's rules.
What we're going to see, I believe, Miracle, shortly. Remember, Trump was saying you could purchase citizenship. I think it was like a gold passport or something.
Yeah.
We're going to see
a rise in
shortly.
That shit.
No, we're going to see Nicki Minaj be brought to the White House, be given one of these golden things, and they're going to give her citizenship because of how she. I believe that's going to happen because that's the critique against her is you're undocumented, and so to have her as a mouthpiece and be undocumented. They're going to do something and it's going to be public, where they're going to bring her to the White House. And you might as well join this. Remember that MAGA show, that Rock the Country show that they put Ludacris on, and Ludacris was like, oh, that was a mistake. Might as well join that.
What if Nicki Minaj brings Chrissy Noman to the Barbs? She's like the border Barbie and the Barbs. And they do like a reality show about that would be crazy.
She may do that, but at the end of the day, the next
they say Lord
administration...
trying to be some singer.
The next administration is going to then arrest her because you can't commit fraud. You cannot knowingly and willingly commit fraud, and you cannot knowingly and willingly usurp the rules that are already present.
I would vote for that person. On day one, I'm going to arrest Nicki Minaj. My vote.
We didn't even get a chance to talk about Gavin Newsom this weekend, too.
Yeah. I mean, again, like the one thing, establishment Democrats are going to disappoint you.
And will be a disappointment, but establishment Democrats will be even a bigger disappointment.
So it really goes to that point of, as folks like us who want to see like real change, it's going to be either you try to get behind the Bernie Sanders, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Summer Lee, Zohran Mandami wing of the Democrats, or we just got to start something completely new. Because if it's going to be Chuck Schumer and Cory Booker and Gavin Newsom and Rahm Emanuel.
Oh, my God.
Like, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to be interesting to see, our governor has a book coming out. He said also some very interesting things about his vetting process. He said some interesting things about his interaction with Donald Trump. And I think as we get closer, there's going to be a demand from progressive folks like ourselves
for more transparency.
Not just for if it's either what you can't this plan the fence. This is I'm gonna be a little bit over with y'all, but I'm also a little bit over with them. I mean, this is what the critique have. This is what people have been really pushing Jasmine Crockett about. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like at some point we have to take a stance, and if it's going to be a little bit of oppression ain't that bad as long as it's people that don't look like me. Yeah. If that's your stance, then we can't be in support of you. It's really going to be, so either we have to say, I'm done with the party as a whole, and so that's what's going to be very interesting to see, because we're going to have a primary. Yeah. And when these primaries happen, it's going to be really fascinating. And I'm telling you right now, I mean, it's probably not going to happen, right? I'm telling, like, if Zoran stepped into the fray,
to run for president, like Carcetti did in The Wire for governor.
If he stepped into that fray, he immediately becomes
he becomes the top runner,
right? And you know what I'm saying? And so I don't think I wonder if they're having that.
Yeah, I would say I wonder if they're having that conversation.
I don't think he will, but I'll tell you this: it's going to be for Kamala, for Gavin, and for even Governor Shapiro. Is unless we see.
Cory Booker said he was running too. Cory Booker said he was running in 2028.
Sir,
for those individuals, it's going to be very, very difficult. They might not get reelected to these offices. So it's going to be very, very difficult to run on that. Like when we're watching, we're seeing again, to go back to that tweet, a world war, a civil war happening at the same time. And if you don't have nothing strong beyond just I'm a curse because he cursed. Yeah. If you don't have any alternative to this madness that's real, it's out of there. So with that being said, we've gone over. I don't know if that's a little behind the scenes, another behind the scenes piece. And we just like you said, we have so much we could talk about.
Yeah. Because this whole Gavin Newsom, Ben Shapiro thing is
fascinating. As well as I also, as well as the conversation around Governor Shapiro's book is also really, really fascinating. We didn't even talk about Donald Trump literally selling seats on a board to be over Gaza, a board of peace, selling it for $1 billion that he himself controls, and that there's no Palestinians on this board of peace. Will DJ Khaled be a part of it?
Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I just seen something today. I didn't get a chance to check the whole entire context of it, but the headline was something about the Tate brothers distancing themselves from these right wingers because of what happened in Miami.
You mean these right wingers in your face saying they're not? And again, it was DEI right wingers, right?
DEI Nazis, man.
It was black people in there, right? It was black, so it wasn't just white people. It was white.
It was 4 black people, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly.
4 black people was Nazis,
right? So with that, and knowing the words to the song, partying. Now the club issued a statement saying, "Yo,
they fired people."
Yeah, they were like, the club is partly owned by Jewish people. They're like, we don't know how this song was played. They popping bottles and dancing to hell.
I will say it was interesting when they panned the camera over, because I only knew a couple of the people on there. There was names I didn't know and faces I didn't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't know what a clavicular was. I was like, I thought it was like something happened to someone's clavicle.
Yeah.
I didn't know. But when they panned the camera over to Andrew Tate, he almost seemed like he was in disbelief of the moment. I don't know if that's his face all the time.
You can't be in disbelief of a moment that you helped to create.
I agree with you.
You can't be.
Yeah.
Somebody said,
I'm not shooting him no bail.
2 rapists, sex traffickers, a gay Mexican virgin federal informant, a Filipino Haitian guy who did gay porn, a gay Sudanese guy with a fake name, a gay crystal meth addict. Nazism is not the same, and Hitler is turning in his grave.
Right. To a song by Kanye West.
Yeah, to a song by Kanye West.
Who has, if you go to his whole sexual history is crazy, right?
And the thing about this is this whole red pill situation happened because y'all didn't want to tell men to stop calling women ugly and to stop harassing women. Like, all of these guys got famous for being racist and anti-black during the BLM era, and also talking about how women needed to be subjugated and dominated, and all these men, needed to be chads and to not be incels. Because y'all wouldn't deal with this male loneliness problem, now you have a group of people who are literally doing high halt in the club, but also who are more popular than they've ever been. They could open up a club tomorrow. It doesn't matter they've been blacklisted. They make millions of dollars now. They're in crypto. They have this a whole international following based on hate because y'all won't tell them to leave like black people and women alone. And on top of that, you have other people who boosted them up, right? They got to where they were because they were literally talking about why we didn't need civil rights, why George Floyd deserved it, why Trayvon Martin deserved it. So you let these anti-black bigots be anti-black, and now they didn't stay with black people. We're like, ooh, we got to do something. You should have done something 2 years ago. You done something 4 years ago. We said, hey, something is happening here. Y'all said we were being snowflakes. Now look, everybody about to just be crushed.
It is a time. We say, what a time to be alive. Maybe not this time. Maybe not right now.
Where's the 70s? Can we get, it's like stuff is,
this is nuts.
Where's the peace and love movement happening?
Well, with that being said, so our book, damn, I feel like we need to find The Exceptional Negro.
Hi.
It didn't say God's punishment. It says The Acceptable Negro, Racism, White Privilege, and the Life of Respectability Politics. This is by Tracy D. O'Neill, an award-winning, unwavering social justice advocate. Tracy O'Neill is a frequent speaker on race, law, and politics. She earned her bachelor's of business administration from Florida A&M and her Juris Doctorate degree from the Ohio State University College of Law. Shout out to Tracy D. O'Neill, JD, the exceptional. We need some exceptional Negroes right now.
We do.
We have some stuff coming up in February. We have events February 10th. We have the Civic Cypher, Miracle, and One Hood combining with Kelly Strayhorn to encourage artists to get involved in civic engagement. We have an event with Summer Lee and Chinjaraj Kumanyika talking about federal policing and where we are in this moment, February 17th. Is anything else coming up? I know a whole bunch of stuff happening on.
We got a whole bunch of stuff for Black History Month.
Yeah, we have the mini Kiki Ball
on February 7th.
And we have Queer Quarterly, February 6th. So we have a bunch of stuff happening in Black History Month. And so follow One Hood on social media. If you want to support us, you can go to onehood.org, the number one, and donate. You can buy merchandise. You can email us at info@onehood. I always want to send a shout out to Maria, because Maria is always writing us, always giving us information, following up on the show. So that's been amazing. I appreciate you. So with that being said, final words.
I'm tired, I'm cold.
Pray you don't see me in these streets. Hope you living right. I hope you living right. Because if not, you gonna run into me.
The wrath is coming.
The reckoning.
I feel like there should be a different group of people who get to be reckoned with. Like Black people have suffered enough. We've been through enough.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't mess with the MAGA women. With that being said, peace. What hood?